Good day. My name is Todd Sherman. I'm the president of Building America's Foundation. I welcome you to the website, and hopefully, this is something that inspires you to donate. Our mission is unique in that we're kind of taking on a couple of the most major American dreams, student loan debt and mortgage debt, which I care passionately about. My wife and I can't tell you how good we felt when we purchased our first home, which was a condo, which we lived in Issaquah, Washington for about 15 years until we just moved out to North Bend. And now we have our second home. And yes, I mean, the mortgage is a pain. It always is because you owe somebody who you really don't want to have to pay, but you do because you want to live in a really nice place. So, we're trying to get settled after about 6 months of been moved in, and we're still trying to get used to all the space. We moved from 1,200 square feet up to 2,600, and so it's more than we're used to. We have yet to grow into it. We definitely cherish our new surroundings and are getting used to our new community, and I'm looking forward to fitting into the community. I know our kids are already making lots of friends, and we're really getting to know our neighbors. Um, I welcome you today because today is May 8th, May 9th. um, it is a special day because today my mom is walking. She's getting her doctorate in physical therapy from a university in Massachusetts, and she decided to fly out there. Now, I'm in my early 40s, so she's in her, almost about to be 70, and she's still studying, going to school, but this is it, she says, the end of the road. She finally has her doctorate in her degree. She has a doctorate in psychology, but she just really wanted to have that. Now, she's still a practicing physical therapist, and she probably will still do that for the next 2 or 3 years, maybe more, but probably not longer. So she's getting really towards the end of her career. But that doesn't keep her from learning. Ironically, me, her son, Todd, I am now transitioning my life from being in the financial world after 15 years to trying to help people to pay off their debts. Now, I see our mission as building America's foundation and trying to conquer the American dreams. Well, really, it's not conquering it, it's trying to make it realized. So, people who go to college right now have a whole bunch of college graduates graduating, and congratulations to them. Some of them are going to start realizing here within the next month that once you're done with school, you actually have to get a job and you have to start paying down those student debts. And those student loans are just not something that you can have written off through bankruptcy. A lot of them are through the government, and they just don't allow you to do that. So you're kind of stuck. The hard part is that in July, people getting new loans, the interest rates are going to double. So currently they're just over 3.4, and they're going to go up to 3.8 or 6.8. Sorry about that. So 3.4 to 6.8%. Now that's quite a jump for somebody who is paying, and then you're kind of wondering, what am I paying for? So a lot of people are probably going to end up thinking twice about going to college, which is a shame because really we need to have the skills. I mean, it's hard for people to become disciplined on their own. Not that they can't. I mean, there's always the military, which even in the armed services, people will go to on to earn degrees and have their college paid for through the GI bills that are available through the various services. So it doesn't pay for everything. So I know we're taking on two major dreams, the American dreams, home ownership and college education. But the fact is, this is something that really propels the nation. Home ownership allows families to grow up in a very safe environment, and hopefully your neighborhood is safe as mine. And then college education helps lay the foundation for your learning in your various, hopefully, your field that you're going to go into. Unfortunately, nowadays, a lot of people aren't going into the fields in which they study because of necessity, actually. necessity to pay on the bills they already own. So they have to get the job for whatever it is. And then you kind of get trapped. And so this is kind of really where I'm trying to focus on. If we can get the donations to help basically release people from their bonds, you kind of feel chained to a desk or to whatever it is you're doing until you can get one debt out of the way. And I don't take people for being slouches. I'm going to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. So we definitely want to help people, whether they're being behind on their mortgage or behind on their student loans. We want to be able to help. Now, I personally had my mom and dad really pay as we went through college. And my sister, even though she's just a couple years younger than me, she just finished college through her nursing programs. So that was about just over a year ago, but she still has student loans. So it's going to take her a while. But what we can do as a society to help somebody out to say, hey, you're a teacher, you're teaching our kids. I don't want you thinking about your student loans. I want you concentrating on teaching my kids. I know that you could be a dental assistant, or you can be a dentist. You could be a doctor in the ER. You could be the police officer helping patrol our neighborhoods. The last thing I want you to do is worry about your student loans. And trust me, I am more than willing myself to add a few dollars. And this is the whole idea about building America's foundation. Forget the Starbucks latte. Not that there's anything wrong with getting your coffee fix, but if you do it one day and then give somebody else $3 or $4 to help them out, if we can get enough people as a community built up so we can help pay off a student loan for everybody in every state every week, wow, that would be fantastic. But this process is starting slowly. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to start off the May, what we call spring event, spring fundraising event. Now, this business, this nonprofit is small. It's just me. And I'm going to do my best to keep it going. And what I'd like to do is, of course, pay off the first student loan, pay off the first mortgage, and then hopefully we can grow from there. Now, given my many years in the financial field, um, I know how to handle money. I paid off my last home before I bought this home. I feel like I make the decisions, and that's the reason why I went into this endeavor, because I feel like I can definitely lead it in the right direction once we can get it started. Now, right now, we're still waiting for a decision from the IRS concerning our tax exempt application. We submitted this last September, and unfortunately, the IRS is behind. They're basically backlogged. They're backlogged to last I checked, which was just this last month, April of 2012. So they're backlogged a whole year, which doesn't give me really any optimism that I'm going to get that 501c3 tax exempt letter anytime soon. But we really can't wait. I think people need help. They need help now. And if we can give it to them, I'm willing to go through and put in the work, staying registered with all the states. But we really need the funding. We really need the donations to be able to help people out. So, what's the goal for May? May is to raise anywhere from between 65,000 up to 200,000. That helps us pay off the first student loan, and if we go all the way up to the top, the 200,000 or above, we're going to pay off the first mortgage in student loans. So we have people who are applying. I'd love to be able to do more advertising, but that's expensive. And now that I'm not working, this is what I'm doing. There isn't a bottomless wallet here. So we really, if you believe, please donate, pledge. That $3, $5, $10, 20. You may think that that's going to be hurting, but chances are you're going to know that you can get through it just fine, just $3, $5, $10 later. I don't want you to, the whole idea of using the internet is to bring a lot of people together for that one cause. So nobody should feel like they have to save somebody, their neighbor down the block, trying to figure out a way that they can get them 10, 20, 50, 60, $100,000. It's just not possible. We'd all want to help our neighbors. But maybe just maybe, if I have $10, maybe I can find 1,000, 10,000. Maybe we can get 100,000 followers to all chip in, and we can definitely help people. We're not talking about refinancing here, and I want to make sure that this is clear. We're not going to refinance student loans. This is the reason why I got into this nonprofit, and this is the reason why I started it, is that refinancing really doesn't help people move forward in life. All it does is it basically delays things and gives them a little bit of a leniency, but usually they just roll those fees into the new balance. It's not real help. Let's come together as Americans and help each other out. This is what our country is founded on. This is what community is. I'm living in a brand new community of North Bend. If I can help out anybody in my city, I would be glad to. And I hope that you feel the same about the people in your city, your neighbors, your family. And please donate and follow us on Facebook. The more people we have, the more followers we can bring, the more our movement will grow. And that's the type of thing that starts from a little. And really, I'm starting from the kitchen table. See that? This is the table. This is what I was on in the condo. This is what I am on here. And I'm not doing anything different. The only thing I'm doing different is have well, less money now that I have a mortgage and a new home. But I'm trying to still, take on these two major tasks. I got $31 trillion in mortgages in the US. I got a little bit over $1 trillion in student loan debt. We're not going to get there overnight, but the government isn't going to be able to help us out. So we can wait for people to lose their homes, and then the taxpayer dollars are going to have to go to feed them and provide shelter. Or we can start working on the problem proactively and helping people as they struggle. And trust me, 20, 30, 50,000. I mean, 100,000 isn't going to make people rich. And it's not going directly to them. It's going to the financial institution to pay it off. The things that are going to give them a sense of ownership, a sense of pride, a way to move forward. Maybe they just can't take that job because their student loan debt is tying them down. Maybe that person can't move to another city to take a job because they're underwater on their mortgage and they just can't get rid of it. 30, 40, 50,000 might actually just do the trick to allow them to sell, take that a little bit less price on the current home, and then move them out to where they can produce. I don't know what the situation are. It's different for everybody. But if we can come together, we can definitely make a better tomorrow. Thank you, and you guys have a wonderful day.